Family history platforms have been booming over the last few years, with one DNA tracing site boasting 24 billion records. And for many, it's the exciting starting point of discovering where you come from. For others, it may hold hidden secrets, especially if you're adopted or born through fertility treatment. Here to talk us through it is fertility expert Dr. Tamara Hunter. Tamara, welcome. Firstly, talk us through why these sites can be an issue for people.
Well, these companies, the popular ones, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, are genealogy DNA testing companies. And what consumers do, it's a direct-to-consumer genetic DNA test. So consumers will access a kit from the company. They'll provide their own DNA sample through a cheek swab or perhaps a saliva sample that gets sent back to the company. That company then uses DNA sequencing to infer family relationships with other users of the system. And so in 2018, one of the companies said they had some 10 million historical records, 3 million users, and well over 18 million test kits sent out. And certainly since we've been forced into lockdown, many of us have gone online, and these are very popular used sites now. But the problem is, unlike adoption processes and fertility treatment using donation treatment, there's not a formal counselling process that goes. So that puts a lot of people at risk of harm if they're making connection with long-lost biological relatives that they didn't even know about.
As a fertility expert, you'd come into contact with people who've been through this. So how is it an issue when it comes to egg and sperm donation?
So egg, sperm, embryo donation is used for a lot of different reasons, and people in Australia can access this through known donation, perhaps somebody that they know, or unknown donation through a well-regulated registry which coordinates information. Now, in Australia, only limited information is shared, and certainly this is a well-protected process for the well-being of a future child born, but also donor recipients and the donors themselves. So we don't really come across this unsurprising, unexpected notification.
So are there any preventative measures in place for those who simply don't want to know?
Yes, for sure. Well, here in Western Australia, we have a law that states that a child born of donation has the right to identifying information of the donor when they turn 16 years of age. And similarly, a donor will be advised if a child is born, but with very basic information. And that's all coordinated by a donor registry. Now, if connection is desired, again, that's a coordinated process. But equally, if it's not desired, then that is protected. The other thing too is, way back at the beginning of the process, recipient parents and donors are well counselled on how to navigate some of the questions like, when do I disclose to my child? How do I disclose? What sort of things do I say to them? And that helps to protect the child born in the future, and that's based in years of research.
So how have these sites changed the way you practice?
Yes, well, certainly it's increased our vigilance in counselling our patients to let them know that there are these sites, they're easily accessible, they're very quick to access, and combining that with social media, it's important for donor recipient parents to think about how they might disclose to their children in the future.
So what support is currently available?
Well, all of the fertility centres are regulated and accredited. They must have counsellors that help people navigate these questions. Equally, adoption agencies are exactly the same, with accredited counsellors. And there's an amazing not-for-profit organisation, Jigsaw, that can be accessed in every state of Australia to support patients and people.
Certainly is the information age. Dr. Tamara Cook, thank you very much for appearing on Line News at 4. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.